Good morning. I am sharing with you kind of an overview of the course. Now, those of you who had me yesterday on Thursday, the first day of class, you're in my Tuesday, Thursday class, you have seen this information and you're welcome to review it if you'd like. If you are in my Monday, Wednesday class, I am recording this so that you have a sense of what the course is about. You can watch this ahead of time, and then we can jump into some of the course content that begins next week, and that is chapter 1, which I'll show you in a separate video how to navigate Blackboard. But first of all, I'm Amy Baldwin, and this is your Journey to Success class. This is fall 2022. Welcome, glad you're here. Excited to meet and get to know each and every one of you. So I'm going to share a little bit about myself so that you can know that I'm a human being. I've got lots of interests and experience, and I'll share throughout the semester kind of a little bit about me, and hopefully you'll share more about you as well. So one of my favorite things to do is travel with my family. I have a daughter who just graduated from college a year ago, and I have a son who is a junior at UCA. And so they're a lot of fun. We try to hang out as much as possible, take trips, and I love that kind of part of my life. I also am not just an instructor or professor. I've been teaching for 26 years, but I also am an author, and I am the lead author on your textbook. So I have written many, many books over the last 15, 16 years, and it is something that I love to do. In fact, that is what I'm doing this afternoon, is working on a writing project. But one of the favorite things ever as part of my job is helping students succeed. And I'm really, really proud of them when they do. Not only my first year students, but in this picture, Robert Butler, he was a grad student who worked with me, and he went on to really have a wonderful career helping other people. And I love whenever I hear from you beyond the semester. Because that's really my mission, and that's what I want to share with you. I love helping students navigate the road of college until they graduate. And I really do think of myself as your teacher for life. So beyond this first semester, I'd love to stay in touch with you. Obviously, I want to get to know you, help you as much as I can this fall. But beyond that, it thrills me to no end to hear from you the next semester and the next semester, and even after graduation, how you're doing, what's going on, and how I can help. And this is a student of mine that I had 4 years ago. Her name is Serena. She was a first generation college student, which meant she was the first in her family to attend and complete college. She is from Northeast Arkansas, so she was kind of far away from home. And she was just like you, very nervous, very excited. So thrilled to see a pathway in front of her that she could achieve, but also, you know, had the same kinds of concerns. Can I do this? Is this going to be hard? And she persevered, she succeeded, and graduated last fall with a degree in criminology, and is fully employed in that field. So you can do it too. Serena probably doubted herself at some point, but she had that enthusiasm, and I hope you will take that as a reminder to kind of keep on task, stay excited about why you're here, and let us know how we can help you along the way. So a little bit about the course, and some of this information may kind of go, I don't know what you're talking about. This sounds familiar, but I really don't know what this means. And that's okay. We're going to actually talk more about lower division core courses, your general education at UCA, and how that fits into a major. So just listen to this and then store it away, and we'll pull it out later. This course is a first year seminar, and what that means is that it is primarily created for first year students in their first semester or two. And it is smaller class, it is more collaborative. We focus on things that are going to help you succeed in college. It's also part of the core under responsible living. Again, if this doesn't make any sense to you, that's okay. It's just a category of courses that we want you to take, and you have already fulfilled it by taking this class. But more importantly, it's an opportunity for you to learn, apply, and reflect on what you're learning and put it into an immediate situation. A lot of the stuff that we're going to do is very, very practical. It's not theoretical. It's not this kind of would be nice if. It is, these are the things that work and let's try them out. Let's get some feedback on whether they're working for you and figure out how to tweak them if they're not. It is a course that's open to any first-year student who kind of wants the edge in college. I call it the secrets to success. So you're going to learn a lot about kind of how to navigate college and be successful. All the things that you don't realize that you need to do, we're going to be talking about that and working on that. And then it is required for students who are enrolled in a UNIV or a transitional course. So if that is you, that means that you're required to take it. You're going to have to stay in it, but we're going to make sure that you succeed when you do that. So why do you need this class? I have a lot of students, their first week or so, they are a little bit grumpy about having to take a class about succeeding in college. Perhaps they think they've got it. They can be successful on their own. Perhaps they think they were really successful in high school, and so that transition is not going to be that tough for them. And that may be true. And certainly if that's true for you, that's fantastic. But I do know, after working with first-year students for 26 years, there's a lot of stepping up that is not necessarily intuitive and not necessarily clear as how to do that. And so I like to use this ratio to kind of give you a sneak peek in how things are going to be different. Even if they seem very similar to what you experienced in high school, even if they feel like it, the content feels like it, I already know biology, I already know how to write, there's just going to be a different edge to it. And I just want you to be prepared. And I use this ratio to kind of explain this. So in high school, generally speaking, 80% of the work and the learning happened in the classroom and was instructor driven. So your teachers planned the course. They may have lectured, they may have done activities, they may have done quizzes. They may have broken up assignments into smaller parts so that you master them along the way. And really, they were driving your learning process. Maybe 20%, again, depending on what kind of student you were and what kind of classes you were taking, about 20% you were probably doing on your own. And that may have just been reviewing things you've already covered repeatedly. It may be just reviewing your notes. Or studying in some, pretty easy, not too effortful way, again, depending on the course. But primarily, if you attended class, you paid attention, you did the work, you were good. In the college, that ratio flips. And you're going to have to be really aware of the fact that your professors are only going to be able to cover about 20% of the learning that needs to occur. And that means you are going to have to take on a bigger role outside of class to organize your work, to organize your notes, to go back through and add to from the reading that didn't get covered in the lecture. All of those things are expectations that your professors may not be explicit about, but they are going to expect. So for example, this is Friday of the first week. Those of you who've already met with me on Thursday, I'm going to assume that you have a plan this weekend to read actively and critically the first chapter, not skim it, read it, know it, be able to come into class and be able to answer the question, what is hidden curriculum? What are the 6 adjustments of college transition? Those kinds of things are going to be expected of you, even if we don't share that very, very explicitly. So you may find it a little uncomfortable that you are having to really, really practice and learn that material outside of class because we just don't have time. I have a lot to cover in 15 weeks. We're only going to see each other for 45 hours total this semester. That's barely a work week. And I'm just going to not be able to cover every single thing, but I'm going to expect that you do the work to understand and test yourself and be able to master the material that we just cannot focus on in class. Doesn't mean that it's not important, just means that I'm going to have to focus on things that I think are particularly helpful or challenging for students. So how are we going to use the tools available to us to learn? First and foremost, you have a book. It is called College Success. It is available for free online. There is a link in every folder in Blackboard that links directly to the chapter, but you can go to OpenStax and search for College Success and access the whole book and click around and find the different chapters. You're going to have to read that, and we're going to check and make sure that you do that each week. We're going to use Blackboard. If you're not familiar with Blackboard, I'm going to do a little short video on how to navigate our course. That will be up soon, but I'm going to drive all of our assignments. We're going to do additional content. Anything that you need to be successful in that class is going to be added to Blackboard so that you can access it at any time. Yes, there may be some handouts in class, but I will try to also have those up in Blackboard in case you need an extra copy. And last but not least, we do have a small cost to this class. It's only about $30, which is very inexpensive for college resources, and it's called Top Hat. It is an access code that you'll need to purchase, and you'll need to join the class with the code that I have given you for your particular section. And that is how we're going to participate in class. I'm going to be able to get everyone to respond to things. We may have quizzes through it, but definitely we're going to use it as an interactive tool. Not every class period, but almost every class period. So if you have an electronic device, if you want to download it on an app on your phone, or if you want to bring a laptop or a Chromebook, you can, and be able to participate that way. So what are we going to do in class? If you have already met me the first day, you're going to know we're going to be active. For Monday, Wednesday class, you're going to find that out pretty quickly. I don't like to talk a whole lot. I do talk probably more than I need to, but I am not going to do straight lectures all the time unless there is a reason that we need to do it. More likely, you're going to come into class, you're going to have prepared ahead of time, you're going to know what the content is, and then I'm going to put you in either a small group or a larger group, and we're going to work through some things together and then debrief on it, and then I'll add to it your understanding of things. So be prepared to be engaged. One of the things that really makes the class less enjoyable for you is if you sit there and you don't interact with your classmates, or you don't interact with the assignment. Makes it for a long, difficult 75 minutes. So if you come in with a great attitude, hey, I'm going to learn something, I'm going to connect with my fellow classmates, you're going to have a better time in the class. And I'll be honest with you, I'll probably push you a little bit if you are shy. Or if you are not always one to kind of jump into something. We're going to work on that this semester because I want you to be a lot more engaged and willing to learn. And that's going to make all your classes go by better. Okay, we are going to talk about the syllabus in a separate video. I will cover kind of how to access it, what to look for, because I'm concerned I'm not going to get a deep dive into this next week. So if you have not downloaded it yet, you haven't read it yet, you should do that, but I will do a little short video and share that with you so that you can kind of see how to access it and what the important information is. But I want to end with how to succeed in this class. It's really quite simple. It's hard to do, but it's quite simple. And this goes for all of the classes that you have. You need to attend them, plain and simple. You need to go to class. If for whatever reason you are unable to go to class, and especially if you are sick or you need to maintain quarantine status or isolation status for COVID or any other kind of virus or contagious disease, we want you to do that. We want you to take care of your health. We do not want you to drag yourself to class. However, if you're just like, I don't feel like going today, it's a pretty day, I stayed up too late, things that are not, health related, I want you to go to class. It's going to make a huge difference in a lot of things. First of all, less anxiety and stress because you won't have missed anything, but also it'll help you with creating some rapport with the faculty member. You're there every day. That's going to mean something whenever you need something from a professor. We want to help all of our students. Sometimes it's a little easier to help those who have been engaged in the course along the way. So should you miss, you need to find out from a classmate what the notes were, what the information was, and don't assume just because a professor says, this is what we covered, catch up on your own, that is something you don't need to do. And I see students make this mistake all the time. They'll miss a class, they'll miss a couple of classes, and they will, for ACAD 1300 in particular, they won't worry about it because it doesn't feel like we did a whole lot. Oh, we did this activity and that's not a big deal. Not realizing that they are not going back to the content and making sure they understand it, have learned it. And then when they get to the midterm, which we will have in a few weeks, they don't do well. And that's because they haven't really taken the course seriously. And I don't want that to happen to you. So always read your syllabus, read it again, maybe read it one more time. Make sure you're following the planner that goes along with the course. Again, this works for all of your courses. And one of the most important things that's going to help you with all of this is getting to know your classmates. When you have people that you know, create a group me. I had a class yesterday, or a group yesterday, that created a group me. I think that's a fantastic way of kind of staying connected. Hey, what did I miss? Can I get some notes from you? Can we study together? Those kinds of things can be helpful to you down the road. And let me know when you have questions and show me that you kind of taken the first step to figuring it out. And this will be true for all of your professors. We love it when you say, okay, I've read the syllabus. I think I know what you need or want or how this is going to work, but could you just answer one question for me? We love to hear that you've kind of started that pathway to ownership of learning. And probably the most important thing for me is to allow me to get to know you better. Whenever you kind of stay walled off and you're kind of I don't want anyone to know who I am and what I think and what's going on in my brain, it makes it harder for me to help. And that's what I'm here for. I truly believe that I'm a partner in your success. Yes, I've got to maintain classroom decorum. Yes, I've got to grade the work that you do, making sure that you get to the standards that we have set forth. But at the end of the day, I want you to succeed. I really do. And I will do anything if you take that initiative to show me that you too want to succeed. I will do anything to help you. And so the more that you can kind of get comfortable kind of expressing who you are and what your dreams are, and even some of your challenges, the more I can be helpful to you. And again, not just about the course and being successful in my course, but I am interested and dedicated to helping you succeed in all of your courses, even beyond this semester. So anyway, I hope this helps give you some sense of the course and who I am and kind of my philosophy and approach. See you next week and hope that you have a great weekend and get started on organizing your work, organizing folders and assignments so that you can start next week really, really strong. See you soon.